Okay. Looks like we're live.
Yes, we are.
Hey guys, welcome back to our episode 5 review of season 8 of Game of Thrones. We are live, and this was one crazy episode. And with me, I've got Andrew Cam. How's it going, Andrew?
Not as great as it was at 8:57.
And of course, we have Lou here. How's it going, Lou?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
All right. Before we start this off, I'm looking at a bunch of people here in the chat, and a couple of people are disappointed, or at least shocked. Marlon Blank says 45 minutes of senseless killing. Easy Mayor Zone says shock value. Danny's one shot at the fleet in Golden Boys and mass killing of innocents. We get another big bad. Thank you for nothing, D&D. All right, so let's jump in from that standpoint, because it looks like at least a few people are upset that at least one of their favorite characters has gone down the wayside. What do you think, Andrew? Because I know we talked about this just a little bit before we started. Please remind people where this comes from.
What do you mean where this comes from?
I mean, the fact that Danny...
Oh, that Danny's crazy? Oh, yeah. Okay, so people need to remember that the Targaryens, they're from Valyria, and when they left Valyria before the Doom, which killed off the whole population, so there weren't that many people in blood who wanted to blood pure or something, which is common in medieval history. If you look at the royal family, pretty much anyone that's a king or queen in Europe that's older, 50 years old, is related somehow. And the Targaryens, it's true. Look it up. Like, there's like one lady who's like the grandmother of Europe. She's like, all her grandkids married each other, basically.
Oh boy, so incest all around the world.
Yeah, pretty much. But the Targaryens, they took it to another level. They would marry brother and sister, not even cousins. So for generations, you've got brother marrying sister. And that's where Varys, early in the episode, he says, when a Targaryen is born, the gods flip a coin, because incest, limits the mental capacity of someone. And when you've got inbreeding for generations, now there's a 50-50 chance this person is either going to be like the greatest ruler ever, like Aegon the Conqueror, who started the Targaryen house in Westeros, or they're going to be crazy, like Aerys the Mad King, who is Dany's father. Now what do we have? Dany being crazy. Dany being the Mad Queen. And it's all coming full circle, and it's happening in a time when people thought Dany was the good guy, quote unquote. Turns out she's the Mad Queen. She's kind of the bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, definitely that path, I think, has been written from the get-go, but I think a lot of people thought that that wasn't the case. Lou, what about you? How do you place those sentiments together, and what are your thoughts?
Why?
I
get, destroy, but she took it too far. I watched it, I'm like, my dude, she didn't have to go there. I mean, you heard the bells. Tyrion pleaded with you. Her men literally dropped their swords and surrendered. I mean, the Golden Company was fucking useless.
Yeah, they were torched completely.
I mean, 20,000 strongs. 20,000 went down the drain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude,
there's
Mad
a lot
Queen.
Of...
What? It just proved.
Wait,
Cersei
Warren, hold a second.
Wasn't as crazy as we made her out to be.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you do have a point, though. Yeah, but I mean, Cersei was tactical, and she tried to show that off, but she didn't expect, and you could see she didn't expect that Daenerys is going to just torch the whole place out.
Yeah, I never thought Cersei was crazy. I thought she was ruthless and stupid. It turns out crazy is way worse, especially when you got a dragon to help you be crazy.
Yeah. And then we have Warren here. Warren, what's up, man?
Yes, I don't know. Why is anyone surprised about the outcome of this? This was exactly what was going to happen. I'm like, yo, she's going to come from behind, burn them on their ass, and go right through them. And the second that happens, that's all done. All she had to do was take out half of those arrows, and it was a done deal. There was one dragon. She didn't need 3. She only needed 1. They had no other answer for that. Once she took those things out,
because just like you said, she took the sneak surprise attack and literally wipe out the ships and then hit everybody from behind when they don't see it. And wow, you took the
Who
city like
didn't,
that. She didn't fucking need the soldiers.
who didn't see this shit coming? Like, if people are surprised by that, like, come on now. They like it was a done deal in this fight from the very beginning. And Cersei decided to push a button. And that button was Missandei. And she decided to push that button, and that was the end of it.
You mean Miss Sunday?
Yeah.
No, that nice little meme of an ice cream sundae on the floor.
Okay, look, stop that, Luke. So I mean, I get it.
Well, that's how she kind of fell. It's kind of funny. I thought it was hilarious.
I'm reading a comment here from Dana LaFleur says the rush to tie up all these loose ends. They make the episodes 15 minutes longer than it needs to be, than 8 years of waiting to kill Cersei, and now that's how they kill her. I mean, the thing about it is, certain bad guys.
No, she was not really
go out
like
a certain
that.
way.
Yeah.
It's either it was no one else was gonna kill her except Jamie, or to me it was Jamie or Arya, one of the two. And in a way, Jamie did kill her because he took her to her death. Again,
Jamie was trying to take her to an escape route, but fucking Daenerys came with freaking monster dragon and shot the place up to hell, and the freaking thing crumbled behind itself. And to me, that's the stupidest death to give him. Getting crushed by rocks, that's lame and boring. I want to see some blood and guts.
Well, they must have got it from
There were
Daredevil.
people who got killed on the street.
They must have got it from Daredevil.
There was already a lot this episode. Come on, there's a lot this episode.
Well, they must have watched what's his name, The Defenders. That's how that ended.
Yeah, but both those people came back.
But see, people thought Arya was bro. Arya killed the Night Queen, and you want to know who's probably going to kill Dany? It's going to be Jon Snow from the back. They're going to make him do it like Jaime killed her father. That's how I see that playing out. I mean, the trailer was very short and brief, but her crowd is roaring, and next thing you know, I could picture Jon Snow coming. Snip! I'm your true king. Because after he saw her burn the whole city down, that's when it kind of snapped in his head, like, yo, you're killing innocent people, and this ain't cool. I didn't sign up for this.
I mean, he knew that quite well. And even before once the balls went off, and the soldiers had dropped their swords, and she came up from behind. He knew that was it.
But straight up, you know what? This is also John's fault too. You know why? If he would have just gave her what she wanted in Dragonstone on the table, it wouldn't have been fear.
No, it would have been fear, no matter what.
No
matter what, because she already had said it. She said one key thing, that no matter what he decided to give her Dragonstone, she said, they do not love me.
Yeah.
That's very key. And she didn't try to win people over. That was just the difference here.
I think I kind of agree with Lou. I think him not being able to kiss her is what drove her over the edge. She's like, even you can't love me after all we've been through. Like, if I can't get you to love me, you see me intimately, you see me up close and personal.
No, see, I disagree.
And if I can't get you to love me, I'll never get these people to love me.
I disagree, because that's just postponing. It's not about solving the problem. That doesn't solve anything.
She was gonna do that regardless.
It's just gonna postpone.
Yeah, but was she gonna do it literally the next day? Maybe, I'm with Lou. If she would have had some some affection,
here's the problem.
She might not have made that decision.
You guys got to start watching the after credits, and when you watch the after credits, to explain when she's sitting and looking at the Red Keep and seeing that that's her family's legacy all taken away from her, that's when she's like, I'm going in and I've made this personal now. And that was at that point.
She didn't have to do that.
She destroyed her.
Regardless if Jon Snow, whoever, he could have did whatever he wanted to, it wouldn't have mattered. She still would have made that same choice right then, right there.
And now what's the stupid choice is now that choice is going to probably end up getting her killed.
Oh, well, and then Jon Snow's on the throne.
But the thing that was stupid is
he'll forego the throne. He'll kill her. Yeah. Foregone his way. I don't want this throne. Because honestly, what the fuck is left of the Iron Throne?
And that's the point. She literally said the whole time, I did not come here to be Queen of the Ashes. And then what
And
did she do? She made all the ashes.
But you have to remember her key thing that she said through all these seasons is she's there not to play the Game of Thrones. She wants not the wheel. She wants to break the wheel, and she's broken the wheel. So her time is pretty much set. It's kind of done.
Yeah, but she did all this. She goes, "We got to save them from tyrants," and she is a tyrant. Like that's the thing with tyrants; they never realize that they're the bad guy, and they're in their mind. It's always destiny. It's I got to save everyone. And like, what are you saving them from? Because you can't have any kids. You're not going to produce any heirs. You're the last Targaryen, supposedly, without everyone knowing who Jon really is. So what's
There's
that's
other
the key.
That's burning
question now. How many of the Ravens got out and spread the news that Jon Snow is actually the king?
Enough.
So
it only
those
takes
houses
one.
are going to band behind him.
Yeah, it only takes one because now she's this foreigner who brought in these foreigners to take over and destroy our capital, and she's another mad king. So we can't have her on the throne. So we're gonna go to the good Targaryen, supposedly. Hopefully, he doesn't have another Targaryen sibling or out there to have kids with.
I mean, she called it very swell by saying Sansa played you to Tyrion by saying she told you that secret knowing you would tell someone else, and that's all it took. I mean, her burning Varys, was needed, but I felt that was just stupid.
I mean, in terms of what she had to do, yes, but in terms of burning Varys, because she knows very well that look, Varys is the person who will make sure she leaves the throne. That's his job. His job is to fight for the little man. He said it over the years, and he clearly said it last episode that he doesn't care who's king. It's who's the king that doesn't kill the peasants on the street. So she knows very well that he's going to do that.
And he called it. And he literally called it. And Tyrion backed the wrong horse.
Well, I mean, Tyrion has made some very drastic mistakes, and hoping that
basically what Tyrion did was send his brother to his death too.
No, he was gonna die.
All bullshit. He was. I mean, that fight between him and Euron felt kind of stupid. Oh, by the way,
pointless. It was
pointless.
Total
and it was
the queen.
Severely edited. It was severely edited. Too.
That was like, oh my god! I would have preferred the sister. Like, where's the sister in all of this?
Her fleet was not going to be big enough. Because it would just be magic again, like in last episode. Her fleet, her sister's fleet was not big enough. I get it with that fight. That maybe yes, it wasn't necessary, but I think they wanted to just put Jaime at a disadvantage point. So I get the aspect of it, and you're right too, Warren. That the fight was probably a little longer, or at least better played out. You
could see in the editing how they jump cut a lot of things to what that fight I think was originally supposed to be.
It's probably longer. It could have been shorter. I mean, he took one stab to one side of the rib cage area, another one to the other side.
Yeah,
how the hell is he still walking to go save this ding dong?
That fight didn't make any sense because Euron shouldn't care. Euron's like this war's over. I'm getting the hell out of here. He's not going to care that I killed Jaime. I'm going to bring her to Cersei and now she's going to love me. No, you lost. Everyone's dead. The Euron who's a pirate who's been all around the world. He's going to get on a little dinghy. He's going to row his ass to another city just like Gendry did.
Mike Bitter says smoked brisket in the Red Keep. That's just cold, man.
It
really is
I mean, dude,
that's
literally I guess Euron's accomplishment was I killed Jaime Lannister, but in reality, he didn't kill Jaime Lannister because Jaime Lannister lasted another 20 fucking minutes. How is that even humanly possible without bleeding out? I guess it's show magic.
I don't know. The mountain's alive, so there you go. He's got a damn zombie on the show, so magic.
Speaking of that, yes, let's go back to that.
That look is. I'll give the Hound props for doing what he did. He held his own, but what he did to Qyburn, just threw him and broke his skull with one. That was great.
So,
Yeah.
so Andrew, what did you think about the Clegane Bowl?
I thought it was kind of disappointing, but I'm one of the people that I hyped it up in my mind, so it's not their fault. They could have never done it right. I thought the end was kind of poetic. How he hates his brother so much he's willing to jump into fire. The thing that has like paralyzed him his whole life. But like the mountain being super invincible zombie man, that was kind of disappointing to me.
No, but it was
Yeah.
always going to be though. I mean, like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not their fault. Like, and when you read this in the books, and then like you build up the story in your mind, oh, the showdown is coming. The showdown is coming. I've been waiting on this for like 4.5 seasons. So it's like, there's nothing they could have done to live up to it. So I'm just like, it's whatever. It's cool.
yeah, I mean, because for me, I mean, the Mountain was always a zombie. He was a better version of what the Night King created because he killed the Night King, all his zombies died. This guy, killed his
He
own.
took a freaking knife to the freaking eyeball.
Yeah, so
It was in his brain, literally.
So there was no other way to deal with the Mountain that way, except, like you said, the poetic way of saying he's willing to die the same way his brother hurt him, which is by fire.
If he's dead.
Yeah. Oh,
Dude, if he survived that, then he's better than the walkers on The Walking Dead.
okay. So here's a question, an interesting one here from Chris Lopez. He said, "Thunder E, do you think everyone would complain disappointed no matter what happened in this season?"
Yep.
Yeah.
I think even if we stretch it out 10 episodes, it still would be the same thing because it's going to be
They
the
would have
same path,
complained.
just longer.
People would have complained.
I think they shouldn't have split last season and this season. I think that's where they messed up because Danny turning crazy, they did show small signs of it last year, like the way that she's constantly ready to burn the whole place, or she kills Sam's father and then she's like, oh, they wouldn't bend the knee. So she's like this one-track mind, super quote-unquote logical. And I think her turn would have felt a little more believable, natural, if it wasn't just small signs over 2 years and then all of a sudden she snaps in 2 episodes.
No, see, to me, the signs were always there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The signs were there, but a lot of people complaining they're not making the connection.
Because she never knew how to rule. She's a very good conqueror. She's very good at conquering. Mm-hmm. What's her killer move? When she freed the Unsullied, it's Dracarys. It is burn. From day one, her special move, finishing move, super move is one thing. Burn. So why are we disappointed that that's the move that she pulls up again when she feels that things are not working that way? I'm just saying that just from the way the character is built.
Yeah, it's the way they messed up is they built her up for 6 seasons as the good guy, like who's liberating everybody, who's taking great pains not to harm the innocent. She's all cares about human life, and then in the second that mattered most, it's really like, oh, don't forget, remember we told you she's crazy. She's a Targaryen. She's gonna go crazy, and then she kills all those innocent people. So it's like it didn't feel like a natural transition from one extreme to the next, even though we saw it coming.
Well, the problem
it didn't play out on screen the way that they were telegraphing it.
Well, I think it boils down to the pacing. Pacing of episodes is pretty much it.
They would have been better off. They would have been better off taking a whole year off after season 6. And then doing these last 2 seasons in 2 separate times during the year would have been a better way of them going about it. Having a spring and a winter, or a winter and a spring, sort of go with the theme of Game of Thrones, where one part could have happened in the winter and one part could have happened in the spring or whatever. And I think that would have came off better because people would have been able to keep track of it and kind of have an idea of seeing the progression of her going into this whole scenario, which there was really Cersei was not going to give her no other choice. That was just
true. There,
it was just not going to be that situation.
But here's going to be the kicker. Now, how does this play off now? When you can, after next week, just rewatch from season 1 straight through. Maybe it'll play better because we did get the break. You think about it. The season started later, the last few seasons, because they wanted to get those winter shots. They've made us wait. So either way, like the question was posed, someone's going to bitch. Remember, now we were in uncharted territory after season 5. There was not going to be pleasable for everyone because, hey, George R. Martin gave them a little diagram of what his ending is going to be, but since there's no book to truly reference it, now they're winging it, and they're winging it to the best of their ability, and they might have cut scenes that should have been a little longer,
Mhm.
and that's just how it flows in the editing room.
And I can't believe that they cut scenes that should have been longer when they showed us 45 minutes of Danny's crazy, y'all. Like, we really could have got that whole lesson in like 15 or 20 minutes of clips. Because when I realized the battle was over at like 10-12, I looked at my phone like, wait a minute, this don't make no sense. Like, this show just started.
But they wanted to give you that scene of
they wanted to hammer home the
madman.
Yeah,
but they wanted to.
I got it after a certain amount of time.
But they wanted to give you that perspective inside of what's going on.
But we didn't need 45 minutes of it. I mean, dude, that was overkill.
No, okay. I disagree with all of you who think of overkill on that aspect because
I don't think, but they've always been like that. They've done that for every war and every battle. They have
that's very true.
They do it every time.
But look, think about it like this: when she was setting things on fire, we saw the wildfire start eclipsing it too. So literally, all she had to do was hit key spots, and the wildfire would have did the rest. There was no need to.
She wouldn't have known that they were there.
Of madness.
She didn't know that they were there.
This is because you're rational. Stop thinking rationally for a second. Because you're rational, you're going 45 minutes long, and I get that. But the idea also, I think, when you look at it, is to say this is an irrational person. At least she's snapped, right? It's broken. When it's broken, all rules are off. And then the other half is you're giving justification to the two other characters that are going to basically try and kill her off. One is John, and the last person was Arya, right? To say, especially when she was trying to save the family, leaving the city, is to say, this is why you don't have a mad king or queen in power. This is why you don't have a Targaryen, because it boils down to even the intro credits from previous episodes. They talked about how Targaryens are crazy. Right there was to tell you that things are going to burn. And when madness comes, look, I guess they were. To
Her
me,
brother wasn't crazy.
No, to me, it reminds me of what's his name again?
Her brother was crazy.
No,
Not that brother. The other brother.
Rhaegar.
No, Rhaegar wasn't crazy.
Rhaegar.
It reminds me of what this person did in Rome. The guy that burnt Rome down.
Not Nero or
Nero? Yeah, Nero. No, it's exactly that.
That's a great burning ROM. I used to use that back.
I mean, that is
burn many CDs.
Holy shit! I just made that connection. Nero. The app was because burned. Oh my god, I'm so dumb.
Burned plenty of CDs in college with that one.
All right, let's take a look at some comments here. Jamie O'Warrior says, I think Arya is dead. It seems like it's a dream or something. No, Arya's still alive.
Oh yeah, because that sequence was like, oh look, there's a beautiful white bloody horse. Let me get on and ride it out, and then just stand in the trailer, look at Daenerys like, I'm gonna kill you, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
The masculine. This is from Adeojo says the masculine was expected. That I don't mind. You could see it happening with everything. I just feel the episode felt off or rushed and stupid. Okay, that's interesting that you like that.
Nah, it's just people. It's just a break in the seasons that people feel this way. If this was happening all within 1 year's time, people would have a better context. So it feels more rushed than what it actually is, because this is essentially supposed to be the last two seasons that were really supposed to be one combined season that they normally would do. So you'd have gotten a full context of everything by now. But
Mike Gator says this episode just makes it easy to justify killing off Dany. Drogon will probably die of exhaustion from all that fire breathing at the beginning of the next episode, and it says Tyrion will probably does too. I think. Look, my goal, my talk of Tyrion sitting on the Iron Throne still remains. That's still my number one choice at this point.
How I could see that? By Jon Snow giving him the throne, because Dany's going to die next episode.
Yeah,
she's going to die. And then where is it? James Wells was like, wasn't that the Golden Army's commander horse? No, that horse got fucked up. And they showed it.
Well, actually, no, that horse went down.
And it got fucked up.
But that horse, like, that leg was bending the way it wasn't supposed to or something. And the scene that I saw, I gotta rewatch it, but that horse looked messed up.
And then, I mean, I'm sorry. I understand they're charging at you, but you ain't even draw your sword, my dude. You just tucked tail and ran like a bitch.
I mean,
Well,
what was he gonna do?
he did the smart things. What the hell am I gonna do?
Dude,
Uh,
hey, we saw what Jon Snow did at the Battle of the Bastards. He at least drew his sword out, and his rest of his army came.
the,
I
the
mean,
second,
homeboy, he
the
just
second,
He ain't had
second-
nobody to help him.
because they all became barbecue meat.
no, the second you tell me, like, hey, the dragon took out the back.
We
They're
good,
coming to the
fam.
front. I'm gonna be like, all right, y'all, I'm clocking out. I'll see y'all next week. If whoever's left, best of luck to you.
Oh, snap.
Godspeed.
Yo, let me go ahead and bend the knee. I'm going over there to that side of the field, way away from the fight. I'll
All right,
be there on a
here's-
knee,
here's one-
waiting.
One separate one here. Marlon Blanc says, "I don't." And this is probably untrue. He says, "How does Davos go 6 seasons without swinging the sword? He had swung a sword in an episode, right?
Yeah, yes. I think
Yeah, he did. In last episode, in episode 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
Yeah.
swung it. I mean,
and in Battle of the Bastard.
yeah, he did.
I like Izzy's. Here goes. If Danny dies, then the wheel is broken for good.
Yeah, that's what
It
I'm
might
saying.
turn into a democracy. Yeah, because John ain't gonna want the throne,
No, he's not gonna want it.
and it's either gonna be Braun or Tyrion on that damn throne.
Mm.
Because Braun is out there somewhere like, one of you damn Lannisters better give me a castle.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that it's Game of Thrones is number one. Your likable characters will not stay likable or they die. That's one.
Well, that was proven today.
No, but it was been proven since season 1. Come on, we all know that Game of Thrones will always mess up characters you like, and the only difference is that Daenerys and Jon have ridden the likability quotient for 4 seasons, right? 4 or 5 seasons straight. Or actually from season 1 for both of them. So it's a matter of where that happens. And even though people think Jon is going to sit on the throne, because you're going to see people this week complain, he's not going to sit on the throne.
Nope.
It's either he gives up or he dies. Something will happen to him. I don't
Look,
even
man,
think
you
I
don't
even
bring
think he's
that
gonna
man
live.
back from death
Death,
because
yeah.
he didn't even serve a purpose fighting the Night King. So
He came back
what
from
was the
death.
reason for him to come back to life then? To bring everybody together to fight for the North, and then okay, the North wins. And
No,
what?
yeah. I mean, he served his purpose for the Lord of the Light. Without him, Daenerys would not have been there to fight. Remember, the things that we think
But
about
has
it.
he served his purpose?
No. Well, you could say this extended purpose, but we tend to think of it as being very stereotypical hero roles. But technically, he served his purpose. Without him, there would be no army in the North to fight against the Night King, and maybe that was his
Honestly?
biggest purpose.
At this point, I kind of hope the Night King would have won this war, just turn everything to ice.
The small design says, "What is the body count in the city? Like,
Shit.
half the city's gone."
There's like this. What is it? Like a million people
Million.
in King's Landing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
You'd
900,000
be
at least.
Oh,
Ooh.
less.
No.
No,
Less.
no, I think
No.
900,000 people died at least.
Oh,
I'm
That's
putting
the
I
body
know
count.
that.
I'm putting about 600-700. I'm putting 900 though. That's really high.
Dude, she burned the city to rubble. No one survives. I mean, you might have got lucky and had a nice, good concrete block that kept you alive, but man, they some smoked barbecue, bro.
It's all about your life. Says, do you think Jon and Dany will end up against one another because of her actions?
Yep.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
episode 6.
One of them died next episode. Don't know which one, but one of them died for sure. Probably Danny.
Or both. Because I kind of seen that look that Greyjoy gave John. I mean, you see Greyjoy.
Grey Worm.
Grey
Grey
Worm was
Worm.
fighting.
Yeah.
He was just fighting to this. You know what? Fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm killing bitches.
Yeah.
Well, he has a different reason for thinking that way, though, because he's a foreigner dealing with people. All these foreign people killed. Or,
Once
you know, like him.
once his Sunday died, once he
Yeah.
dropped his Sunday to the ground, it's all open season for him.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how next week makes play. Yeah, Jon versus Grey Worm, because I really think it's that. I don't think Jon actually gets to stop her. I think it's going to be Arya. Arya is going to be MVP for the season and the show and the series. And I think,
And then what? Arya rides off, and she goes, hangs out with Gendry, and becomes a nice little family.
No,
Nah.
Arya's not gonna, no, she's just done. That's the thing.
Arya's just gonna be done. Arya's just gonna be like killing people for. She's gonna be the new Brotherhood without banners, probably.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there were a few Dothraki that wrote back Suicide Right. I think so, yeah. But I think it's Arya's going to take her out, and Jon is going to actually face her with Grey Worm, and because you're right, Grey Worm did give that look, like, you know, why are you stopping? And but Grey Worm only knows to take orders from his queen, and there's no temperament there because he was told to move forward at that point. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting episode next episode. But I know a lot of people are going to be complaining this week, as you can see. You know, a lot of people are complaining here. Think Small says not all Targaryens are fireproof. I just say, Danny. I mean, she might try to burn Jon, though. Maybe that might be the case.
No, that won't work out for her very well if she does that.
Because
Because then you really turn it into the entire North against you.
No, but what if she tries to and nothing happens to him?
No, he's not fireproof though.
Yeah,
I know he's not fireproof.
But I just don't.
Wait, he's half fireproof. He's half Targaryen, right? And
so what are you gonna do? You're gonna be Two-Faced of the Game of Thrones series?
No. Plus, he's got a lot of light, like, you know, fire magic. So I mean, that technically makes you fireproof, right?
No, but I think Varys got enough of those notes out that we're going to see things.
The rest of the houses come and rally for him.
Nothing matters until they get that damn dragon killed.
Yeah, that is true.
Because she got the big joker with that dragon. If anybody plays Spades.
Yeah, but what if he could control him too? Remember, Drogon seems to like Jon. But at the same time, he probably liked them because Danny liked them. It's going to be interesting how the politics play out next week. And kind of sucks we gotta wait, man. And I don't want to wait. I wish that fucking thing was leaked so I could watch it.
Okay, Lou, stop your rubbish, man. I don't want to hear you talk about leaked episode and stuff like that.
I want to watch it already.
Let's go ahead and round up this episode. Warren, what do you rate this episode? What's your rating for this? Because I know there's a lot of comments about how this episode might be sucky. Some people like it.
God, every episode to everyone's gonna be sucky because it doesn't live up to the expectations. You go, shut up. Just shut up and enjoy the content for Christ's sake. It's like the people that complain about time travel in games. Do you realize time travel is not real? Stop trying to put science around something that can't happen. Anyways.
Time travel is very real, sir.
Time travel is not real. Deal with it. Just deal with it. I'm punching nerds in the face with this. Time travel isn't real.
Okay, Warren, before you give me your score, guys, in the chat, give me your score, what you think this episode is right now. Digital One says 6.5 out of 10. So Warren, go ahead.
I give it 8 Mike Bitters out of 10.
Okay. All right, cool. Lou, how about you?
We need that bitter review. We need the bitter scores. That's what we need.
Okay.
It was an 8. I mean, I enjoyed all the action. It wasn't like, you know, it did what it needed to do. I just felt the burning was a little excessive. But other than that, I enjoyed it.
All right, so you gave it an 8. How about you, Andrew?
I don't know. I can't give it a fair score because remember I told you I saw the leaks, so I knew what was going to happen. So like the surprise turn moments or whatever, they didn't come to me. But visually alone, I thought it was like a 7. Maybe if I hadn't seen the leaks, I would have been more excited. But I just felt really bored at times. Like it felt like it was an extra 30 or 40 minutes of killing that we didn't need to see. Like I would have been satisfied if this was one of the 1-hour episodes instead of like the hour and 20-minute episodes.
Seriously, yeah, it could have been 50 minutes.
Like
and that would have been
I think if this was an hour, I would have given it an 8 or a 9 or something.
I would for me, I would give it 9 because I am happy a show didn't shy away from expressing that certain things are the way they're supposed to. I get it that some people don't like it, but for me, I like the fact that this show actually went there because most shows just don't.
You like that, so nothing new to you. You like that. You did. Everything's got to die with you. That's why.
Don't get me wrong.
That's why you're the only one likes the DCEU.
I like that too, but I mean, look, Izzy goes. I give it a meh.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, well, everybody has their comments on this. Anyway,
Yeah.
guys,
We
we're
get
gonna
a
wrap.
man. We get a 3. I mean, damn.
Whoa, 3. That's cold.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, Grizel says 3 out of 10. So I mean, okay. All right, guys.
Izzy, why didn't you share those damn leaks with me, bro? You know I like leaks. God damn it!
No links, no links.
I could have brought that to the show, man.
No,
I've been
no.
keeping off this year from this because the last season I would have brought at least
Lou.
one.
Lou, how long is next week's episode?
Same length.
Yeah, I think the
78?
same links, yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, then we'll be back next week, 10:30, and you guys can complain as much as you want, rejoice as much as you want.
If you're gonna complain.
You know, we've got Jason says 8 out of 10, and Mike Bitters gives it a 10 out of 10. So, Chris says 8, Marlon Blanc 7, James Wells 7, Cyborg Man says 5, Izzy's a meh. Daniel LaFleur was really pissed that Warren Bowman gave it a 6.
What? Well, he can be mad at me all he wants to.
Salt Bay Lifestyle was a 7, and a Digital One was 6.5. So there you have it, guys. All right.
Danny ain't giving that throne to John, bro. As much as she ain't giving him the throne. Unless you read that somewhere, they probably lying because she ain't giving up that throne. Not that easy.
No, definitely. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and round this up. Thank you for joining us this week. It was definitely fun. If you're watching this later, definitely leave your thoughts about the episode down in the comment section and who you think will sit on the throne. Even though it looks like Danny, it might most likely will be somebody else because this is Game of Thrones. Andrew, you're about to say something?
No, I was just gonna say peace out to everybody.
Andrew's like, I'm out already. All right,
Yeah.
thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and always enjoy your entertainment.
Wop wop.